Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for pulling up on us. Obviously, we're just getting started. We're about to have this way too early football discussion with my boy Simba, aka Fast Eddie, my buddy C Pen for the win, aka Bad Luck Chuck. We can only imagine who his favorite team is. Um, oh man, man got his own bobblehead. We talking to a different people right here, man. He's just a different breed. Uh, but yeah, welcome in, guys. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to, just to make some content with me, talk a little bit about, what we're expecting to happen coming up. Hold on a second. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna we'll just get there. I'm just tweeting the stuff out and whatnot.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Okay, I got the YouTube link right here too.
Yep.
Yep, tap in as well. So how's everyone doing this afternoon though?
Doing well, man. Ready to break down this. And again, it's never too early to talk football. I'll be talking football in February, in March, in it don't matter. Never too early.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, AKM. Thank you for joining in.
Man. Thanks for inviting me on today.
Hey, man. I'm glad to have extra knowledge. It's all about the knowledge. It's all about learning and helping people win, whether it's through gambling or fantasy or just being a fan. Be a better fan. Learn some shit about your team. That's all. But yeah, other than that, it's a new year, a new season. Obviously, a lot of the same headlines take over the general public. We've seen a lot of stuff going on during the summer. Most important is the draft, in my opinion. It's an opportunity for any and every NFL team to get better or worse. And we saw some players that have been chosen in this draft that went late, went early. You see Trey Lance over my shoulder here. I mean, I'm a big San Francisco 49er fan, so I just want to get into that to just the players that are new, rookies that you guys have observed and guys that we are might not, like the general public might not be familiar with. And we're not talking like first round guys. We're talking about guys that didn't go in the first round that you guys think will either make a difference in a team winning or in fantasy, just generally speaking. And I'm gonna let I guess I'm gonna let Eddie lead first with what he likes, and then we'll make the conversation go to you, Chuck, and give us a couple candidates that you rock with that you like for this year, just to help their team immediately, straight off the porch. So, with that being said, Eddie, what do you got for us? You're on mute. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Hey, going off the beaten path, like you said, and we're going to go with some guys that we necessarily didn't see in the first round because it's always low hanging fruit. You expect the first round to just go ahead and automatically be an impact player. I'm going to go with the second with this kid, and we talked about him off the show, Trayvon Morey. Man, that's my guy, man. He went into the second round. He went to the Raiders. I hope they don't ruin this kid's career, but I think this kid is really, really good, man. He's a center fielder. He's teaming up with Gus Bradley. And what did they have over there? They had my guy Earl Thomas, right, playing middle field, right. Morey can cover the slot. He can cover sideline to sideline. He can cover a lot of field. This kid's going to be really good. You know who he reminds me of? And he reminds me of somebody on the Chiefs, man. He reminds me of the Honey Badger. Just I swear to God, bro. Hey, look. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as the kid. I'm not saying he's going to have anywhere near the career he has, but the things that he can do, the range he has in the backfield, the ability to cover tight ends and slot receivers, he can do it all. The kid's a Swiss Army knife, and he just happened to end up on one of the worst teams, in my opinion, in the NFL. I just can't stand the Raiders. I was hoping that he fell to us I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Hope he fell to the Cowboys in the second round, but obviously that didn't happen. So
it's Trayvon Morey from
Trayvon Morey from TCU.
Safety from TCU.
Free safety. Yeah.
Probably could have gone. Probably could have gone a lot higher. I have no idea how he was available in the second round, but I like the idea of him making an impact. It's just like you said, like what you led with, man. It's really difficult when you're dealing with that bum ass franchise.
I think outside of just what he has to deal with, Gus Bradley is going to put him in a position to succeed. And I think him alone, just personal stats, he's going to make that team better day one. And I think, just impact wise, that he automatically makes their defense better. Now, will they have a top 15 defense? Probably not. But he's going to do his job to be better. That's for sure, to make them better.
And what do you think about that? What are your thoughts, Chuck? What are your thoughts on the kid?
I like the pick. I like Morig. He's definitely talented, but I don't know about them honey badger comparisons. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Too soon.
Yeah, but as far as the Raiders defense, it's gonna take them a minute, man. I think they're gonna be barbecue chicken again this year. But getting Gus Bradley was big because when we did go up against the Chargers, I mean, Bradley did have something for the Chiefs offense. He did a pretty good job of slowing them down a little bit. Good job mixing up, the packages of slowing down Mahomes a bit. So that's definitely a step in the right direction for the Raiders, but they still got to build on that defense and get more talent in there. And, of course, you got that crash test dummy Jonathan Abram on that team still. So.
For real. Crash test, that's all he's good for. But it allows Morig. It frees up. So them getting Morig allows Abram to do what he does well, and that's playing the box. He's a glorified linebacker, right, in my opinion. So – it's going to allow Morig to play center field, Abrams to play in the box. Again, I don't think they're going to be a top defense in the league. But I think Morig is an impact player for years to come at that position.
I agree. I love his talent. You just hope that the organization doesn't fuck it up. That's really it, right? Chuck, I know you got some people for us, man. I know you got your eye on a couple of cats. Eddie, I know you got a couple more. We'll just go back and forth. Go ahead. Chuck, who you liking?
All right, so I'm gonna name one of my guys here. I'm gonna go ahead and say Creed Humphrey. I'm gonna go with the trenches first. Creed Humphrey. This guy looks like he can be a future All-Pro for years to come. Like he's gonna be in the league for like 12 years or so. I know starting out it could be some growing pains, of course. That goes with every offensive lineman as a rookie, but he's the kind of guy that can maybe get up there with the Quentin Nelsons. I know he's a center and all that, but I just think he's really that high.
You making some real big comparisons now. You said Quentin Nelson, okay? All right,
God, you guys are lucky to start today.
I'm just buying out your playbook here, Eddie.
I feel you. Ooh.
Oh shoot.
See,
my fault, y'all.
No,
you can't make comparisons like that, bro. It didn't like it. I'm telling you. It didn't like it.
Right. The phone hurt you. Calm down.
He's a great football player, but my bad. Go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But he's gonna be more essential in the run game though, because so far this year they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire underrated this year in comparison to last year. They was kind of overrating him a little bit in fantasy, but offensive line. Come to find out, it wasn't really strong like that in the run game. But I think the way Brett Veach revamped the offensive line this year, on paper, it should be a little bit stronger, especially in that area. So I'm pretty high on Creed Humphrey for being a Chief for a long time, for years to come, and being one of the best centers in the league once he gets to that level.
Hey, what I like about him is that he's a 3-year starter, right, over in Alabama. He was the team captain twice.
Oklahoma.
Oh, my bad. Oklahoma. Sorry. Jersey threw me off, but he's a 3-year starter, and he was a 2-year team captain. So what that tells you is he's got leadership, and if he's going to be the center for the Kansas City Chiefs for years to come, that's what you need, right? You need a guy to take control of the line, take control of the huddle, and just be that guy to calm everything down on the line, right? But I agree with you. I think the kid is really, really good. Give me a leader in the middle like that, man, and that's going to come from a good school that puts out good linemen. I like it.
I love that pick as well. I mean, it's no surprise you picked the guy that the Chiefs drafted. So no surprise whatsoever there. But I do like and I also, just like you said, I love the way they revamped the offensive line. They went and got Orlando from
Ravens.
Who was on the verge of getting left tackle money because he's nice like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, Ronnie Stanley getting hurt elevated his price tag, which is why Baltimore had to give him up because they weren't going to be able to re-sign him to the money that he would have gotten on the market. Y'all will be able to re-sign him easily. So I love the way they did that. That's a good move. Creed Humphrey is going to be really good. But for me, I'm going to go with a skill guy, and Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore is going to be my next absolute superstar in the league. I think also the best thing you can do is pair a quarterback with a receiver. You draft your quarterback, but Elijah Moore he's absolutely dynamic. I have no idea how he felt second round, especially given the pedigree of players that have been successful out of that program. Like, you've already seen teams miss and fuck around and be mad that they didn't get A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf or Terry McLaurin. Like, why are you guys missing on these dudes? I don't understand it. It's the program. They clearly know what they're doing in developing talent at that position. It's evident. How is Elijah Moore dropping, or how he dropped blows my mind. I think he's going to be a very good player. I think that this Jets team is going to surprise a lot of people because we're so used to the organization having such dysfunction. It's kind of hard to break an old habit when you prove that you quit, right? It's just like watching the Browns last year. It's like, are they really good? Are they really good? And then the only time you said they were really good is after that game against Pittsburgh, where it's like, all right, they're really good. Yeah, they're good. You know what I mean? Like, so so like that's the guy I like. I love his game. I think he can add a dimension to the offense as far as taking the top off, and he's a great route runner. He gets fucking open.
Great route runner. If I could just piggyback on you and say, since we're doing these Hall of Fame comparisons, the kid reminds me of Antonio Brown. He makes every route look the same when he comes off the line. He runs a great route. His transition. So if he's running like a slant and go, man, he dead leg you and get upfield, no problem. You know what I'm saying? His transitions are great. His acceleration is great. I mean, the kid. The number one thing I like about him is, again, he makes every route look the same. So if he's coming off the line, man, and his stems, everything, just, you don't know what route he's gonna run. It's I love that kid. I love that kid. And for fantasy purposes,
still have no idea how he was not a first round pick. I do not understand it. This is a guy who might be a better receiver than. I mean, I liked him better than Bateman. I like Bateman, but Bateman he fell into the right situation because they need a big physical receiver in Baltimore. So I understand why you would take him over Elijah Moore, because if you're going to have a quarterback that's been labeled inaccurate, you got to give him big targets to throw at. It's part of it, right? It's just you need that. You need bigger targets, and I get that. But Elijah Moore, to me, is just, he's going to be something crazy in the NFL.
Yeah, that was going to be my second. That's going to be my second pick. I'm glad you mentioned him because I know somebody who was really high on Elijah Moore, like during last college football season, and so that's definitely a great pick. Elijah Moore, he's definitely a smooth route runner. He's slippery after the catch, good yards after the catch, reliable hands. He's very explosive, like you mentioned earlier. So, and the Jets, they did a great job in the offseason dressing the trenches too in the draft. That left side looks a lot stronger now.
It looks like a brick fucking wall with Mekhi Becton and what was the guy who has a hyphenated last name? I can't. His name. I keep.
Barrett Tucker. Barrett Tucker from USC.
Bruh, they got some hog mollies on the last left side of that line. His blind side is fully protected.
Yeah,
something they never did for Sam Darnold.
So my question is this: Elijah Moore can play outside the numbers, right? He can play. He can be your outside receiver. He can be your one. Does he play in the slot, or is it going to be Jamison Crowder in the slot still?
I think isn't Crowder a free agent?
I thought they still had him.
Crowder, he restructured his deal. His deal to stay with Jets. But for me, bro, I would work him in the slot, and also he's just a dynamic athlete. You just want to get the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? He also has that over the top speed where he can take the top off. I think it's just about scheming. I love the offense that they're putting out there. Obviously, it's the Shanahan offense, which doesn't put a shit ton of pressure on the quarterback. It's a very quarterback friendly system. We know they're going to try to run the ball first and foremost, and then try to get their shots. It makes perfect sense based on who you drafted. You don't want to put him out there for a lamb slaughter like they did for Sam Darnold.
No,
you don't want that. So I like him to play in the slot, and I like him to play outside. But I just think they're going to use him as a weapon. You're going to see a lot of motion, a lot of just getting the ball in his hands and letting him be a playmaker as well. So
yeah.
Anyone else that caught your eye that you guys are looking at?
I throw two guys at you. One guy from my team, and I'm going to throw a guy from the Patriots that they drafted in the second round, and that's Christian Barmore from Alabama. Big defensive lineman. I like that kid a lot, man. He's thick and powerful. He's got quick feet for the inside. I think he can be a 3-tech for years to come. Reminds me of like what's the kid's name? I think he was on the Bills. Last name, it's slipping my mind, man. My bad.
Oliver?
I don't think he's still there. No, maybe he wasn't on the
Marcel.
There he is. Bam. Reminds me of that kid. Reminds me of that guy. He's just this guy's. What did they call it? What did Mac used to call him? A dancing bear. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a nice big body man, and I think if you can win in the trenches, I think he's going to be able to be a real good piece for the Patriots for years to come. Another guy that I like a lot is Kelvin Joseph, man. And I know people are going to say, "Oh man, this is crazy. You know, why did he even get drafted in the second round? He should have went later." But I think his only thing was his character issues and his love for the game of football. If he can get all that together, I think this guy could be a.
Uh-oh. So my man cut out.
Oh man, we gotta keep it going.
Yeah, but I was gonna follow up with what he said about Kelvin Joseph. Kentucky is slowly becoming like a defensive university. Like they've had a couple of guys come out of Kentucky now these past few years that have gone to the NFL draft.
You had the one guy come off the edge. Who is he?
Josh Allen.
Him, and then didn't Bud Dupree go there?
Yep, I believe so.
But Dupree went there as well, right? Yeah.
So they got a few guys.
Absolutely.
That come out of Kentucky. So I'm gonna say my other one real quick. This was a guy that I was mad that the Buccaneers got, man, because I'm like, these dudes already got enough weapons.
I already know who you're gonna say.
Yes, Jalen Darden.
Yes, sir. Texas. Yes, sir.
If he gets the opportunity, that dude is gonna be a monster, man.
He's gonna be something out of this world, bro.
Like he can score on the field at any time, bro.
I completely
super explosive.
agree. Completely agree.
So that's another guy that I'm gonna throw out there. Let's see, anybody else that come to mind?
There he goes. Eddie's back.
My bad, guys.
No, you're good, man. No worries. It's part of the game. It's our first time. It's the first time doing it. So like, once we work the kinks out, this is just like a trial run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's no big deal. He was just talking about Jalen Darden, receiver out of North Texas. If you're not familiar, he's just absolutely dynamic. He's got super quick feet, extremely explosive in small areas too. That's where it is. It's like he just has that slippery ability to just get away, and he can go around you, and he can run away from you. So I like that as well. The only reason I didn't say him is because I don't think he's going to get a ton of opportunities his rookie year.
Right.
But it'll be like a progressive thing, because I think that obviously you see him try to run it back this year and they re-sign everyone, but somebody's going to have to go. I mean, like it's just not enough money. It's too many people to pay at high price positions. And I don't care how many pay cuts Tom Brady takes, or everybody else ain't doing that. All right. Everybody else not doing that. I mean, like Antonio Brown can take a pay cut, but he's got 100 M's in the bank. It's a little easier for him to do that. I mean, he knows that, and he knows that Tom Brady is only going to help extend his career, and he's going to only help extend Tom Brady's career. So it works perfect. But I do love the Jalen Darden pick, though. That is, he was obviously one of my favorite guys in the draft. He's one of those you kind of had to see him to understand it, because he played on such a team with such terrible quarterbacks, and it's a struggle when you're an elite receiver trying to get open for quarterbacks that can't fucking throw the ball.
But would they do a lot in North Texas for him? He would either run past people and they throw it deep, but what they did a lot, they use him a lot in bubble screens.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They used him a lot. Quick
Absolutely.
hitches, just get the ball in the kid's hand. He's super dynamic. He's going to make plays. I do like that pick a lot, but as Sosa said, I don't think he gets a lot of run. Maybe as a kick returner, maybe punt returner.
Yeah. As a rookie,
yeah, as a rookie, he's not going to get a lot. I don't think he gets a lot of run right off the bat because they also have another kid over there that was balling a little bit last year when he got his time to shine with some
Toddy Miller.
Talking about Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson, yeah. I think he's higher on the depth chart than Darden is right now. But special teams, I think, is where Darden's going to get his first run because he's a dynamic player. He's a kind of one of those guys, one cut and go, and he's a small little dude too. I like him. I like the guy.
Really. So yeah, I love that. I know exactly where you were going with that too, Chuck. That was my guy. So yeah, I'm gonna transition now into just something else that we were talking about earlier, and it is the quarterback in Green Bay. We know who the quarterback is in Green Bay based on contract, but we might not see him actually play in Green Bay. We all know who it is. It's Aaron Rodgers, Big 12. Big contract dispute, dispute with the organization. It's not even a contract dispute. They're not seeing eye to eye. He wants more say. He doesn't like the GM. I don't know if he likes the head coach, but apparently they talk all the time. And so, we're seeing it played out in the public right now as to what's going on. Do y'all think that he's done there, or do you think it's just another bump in the road and this is just the Aaron Rodgers wanting his soap opera moment?
Yeah, I feel like he might abruptly retire out of nowhere, man. That's kind of like the vibes I'm getting because, like, he's keeping on Packers organization and him. They're keeping a lot of things close to the chest right now because the way this offseason been going, like Aaron Rodgers, to me, he's dove into the LeBron James playbook in the past few years, in my opinion, man. And this is further, and this just explains even more of Aaron Rodgers. Like you said, he wants more control in the organization and everything. I mean, it just sounds too familiar. I just gonna make a bold prediction right now. I think after the match when he goes up against Tom Brady, Phil Mickelson, and I think he's partnering with Bryson DeChambeau and that. I think after that, you might get a surprise announcement from him at some point. He might just abruptly retire. I'm just gonna be bold with that prediction.
That's a bold take.
Yeah.
But it's not so bold because listen to some of his quotes, and I just pulled this up right here, right? He's on SportsCenter and he's talking about Jordan Love, right? Picking Jordan Love. I love Jordan Love. He's a great kid, a lot of fun to work with. Love my coaching staff, love my teammates, love my fan base in Green Bay. Incredible 16 years. Somebody speaking like that isn't somebody that's long for the game. See what I'm saying? You're already talking past tense. So, I think – and then look at his IG and look at his socials. He's out there and climbing mountains and shit, hiking through in Hawaii with Miles Teller and his sister and all these people. You see, he's having a good time. And I think once you get a taste of I'm not going to the OTAs, I'm not in the mini camps, I'm just chilling, you're not working on your craft like you've been doing for 16 years, I don't think that take is so bold. I think we will see an Aaron Rodgers. We talked about this off camera, and I think maybe it's a money situation, but I would like to see him leave. I've always wanted to see Aaron Rodgers in another uniform. My cousin's a Green Bay Packer fan, and I fucking hate him. But I'd like to see him in another uniform. So I want to see Aaron Rodgers get traded. That's what I want to see.
Okay. All right. I do. Listen, I am not all for free someone or anything like that. You sign the contract. It is what it is. The NFL is like that. We all know the structure of it. I'm not going to get into semantics or the word oppressive or anything like that. But with the NFL, man, they're trying to play the hard game. I'm just surprised no massage therapist popped up when he wanted to leave. I'm surprised that none of them pop up or didn't nobody pop up with nudes or fucking text messages or nothing, because he ain't the first person that I want to be somewhere. I know Matthew Stafford asked Detroit to leave and they gave him his walking papers. Calvin Johnson been asking for it since he retired, and they wouldn't give it to him.
Wouldn't give him shit.
Yeah, but they look a little different, though, if you ask me, man. That's all I'm going to say.
A little less melanin in there.
They look a little different.
Man, a
You know what
lot
I'm saying?
going on there.
They gave Matt Stafford his walking papers in a day. They let him go to LA in a day. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Aaron Rodgers said he want to get traded. He got the host Jeopardy. And they put him on Jeopardy. They put him on front page. They talking about him everywhere.
But that's what I'm saying. He's doing too much retired shit. So that's why I don't think that take is so bold. I think it's a reality that could happen.
I think it's a possibility, but at the end of the day, he's still got about 41 million reasons to keep playing football. I'm just saying, 41 million reasons those are a lot of reasons. You know what I'm saying? For 16 work days on the calendar. I'm just saying.
Well, Rodgers is a strange dude, man. So who knows?
Oh, he is. But I love Rodgers, man. I love it. I love him. But I don't believe he's played his last game in a Green Bay Packer uniform. I believe Discount Double Check will be at training camp, and he will say these exact words: "I love my guys," and he can't look bad in anybody's eyes. You know why? Because they know they need him.
Hey, so I got a quick question. So remember when the Packers traded Brett Favre, right? They traded him to the Jets, I think it was.
Yeah,
that was
Minnesota, he went to Minnesota. Didn't he go to Minnesota and then the Jets?
No, the Jets, then Minnesota.
Yeah, it was the Jets first. Because the Packers actually traded him to the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
And what they get in return, they got a 4th-round pick. So what does Rodgers get in return if they were to trade him, let's say, before training camp or something?
3 first-rounders and a player.
Easy, right?
No question.
Okay, so his value is still there, is what I'm saying.
Question.
There's still a tremendous amount of value for him.
Bro, and I know that might sound crazy, but every franchise outside of maybe 5 in the entire NFL would make the call, bro. You know this.
Easy.
There's no question, bro.
I think the Broncos makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that's what I said.
I would like to see him go there. Also, like, obviously, if they're going to trade him, they'd never trade him in the conference. That'd be dumb as shit.
Right.
Yeah. Get him out.
So, yeah, you get him out. You get him completely out of the conference. But just like you said, man, the man is weird. He has his own personal agendas and goals and things that he wants to do, and that's just how it's going to go. I don't think he's done or gone or anything like that. I think at least this year it's Green Bay or nothing.
Yeah, and you got to remember, too, no Packers quarterback in a franchise history has played 17 years with the team. So Brett Favre played 16 years. Bart Starr played 16 seasons. Aaron Rodgers is just coming off his 16th season. So, I mean, there's that.
That's very interesting.
Now, do you real quick, I'm sorry, Sosa, let me just throw one more little thing out here. Do you think that the Green Bay Packers would say, all right, Rodgers, you're our guy. We're all in with you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you a huge contract. We're going to extend you, and then trade Jordan Love to give him more sense of security?
Nah.
They can't trade. They can't do it, right?
Absolutely not.
Jordan Love in the first round, didn't
you? You're right. You drafted him in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. So that's your future, right? That's your after Rodgers.
He's not even worth that in the trade market. So
nothing. He's not worth anything. So I was just throwing that out there. Do you think they would make Rodgers, coddle his feelings a little bit and say, all right, we'll get rid of Jordan Love for you?
Hell no.
Right.
Hell no. Not a chance. No.
You think that's something Rodgers would ask for?
Fuck no. No. It's like, hey, Aaron, this guy's in the exact same position you were 16 years ago. Should we get rid of him? Like,
right.
You've been there, man. Be a professional.
Like, you just went through it with Brett Favre, dog. You had to sit for like the first 3 years of your career, basically, until Brett Favre finally left.
Yeah, could you see him holding out this year?
I can see Rodgers not playing. I can see it as a slight possibility, but I don't think it's like that big of a deal. To be totally honest, I really don't believe it's that big of a deal.
What do you think remember when Bell did it? Brown did it. Like, a couple of guys hold out, and you see the backlash that they get from the media and everybody else, right? What do you think the backlash is for Aaron Rodgers if he decides to sit out? You think they'll say it's a good decision? How do you think he'll be treated?
There will be none.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get no backlash.
You're not getting no backlash at all. Hell no.
He's protected. He's protected by the media.
Yeah.
By NFL media.
I mean, he's also like he's also really, really fucking good. Like that. That really is what it is, man. I say it all the time. When you're special, it's special. There's different rules. There's different rules when you're special, bro. It's just the game. You know what I'm saying? So
they basically treat that man like Peyton Manning all over again. So he don't get no backlash.
None. He's gonna look like a saint. He's gonna look like the guy. He's gonna always look like the right guy. I mean, think about it, bro. He's taking on his employer right now, and he's looking like the guy. You got Devontae Adams on the press conference tap dancing. Like, I'm rolling with my guy, man, but I'm gonna still come to work, but I'm with my guy. It's like, because he knows he can't say nothing stupid, like he needs to get his ass to work, or he can't say shit. I'm always ride with my guy. You better, nigga. He's the reason you got money.
Yeah, because they randomly asked him about Derek Carr, because I'm guessing I don't know if Derek Carr, I don't know if Devontae's contract is expired or Derek Carr's is contract's expiring. It's one of them joints, but they asked him if he would like to play with Derek Carr one day. And he's like, yeah, Derek, we played together in college, we had success and all that. But right now, Aaron's still my guy. Right. We'll go down that road when it needs to go down that road.
He gave the political answer, the correct answer.
He's also top 3 at the position, and he knows where his bread is buttered. He knows he wouldn't be in the position he's in without Aaron Rodgers. So it ain't no two-way street. He knows that his numbers wouldn't be anywhere close to what they are without Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams, I don't believe he's one of those go anywhere and be great receivers. I don't.
Really?
That's interesting.
He gets open, right?
Right.
But there's no scale of him with anybody other than one of the best quarterbacks ever.
But okay, so Antonio Brown, he's still good, but he's not as good as he was in Tampa than he was in Pittsburgh.
I can't say that. He self-sabotaged himself. And we don't know that because AB, he looked like the old AB in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He still shined. I think skills travel, right? But obviously, if you're saying you're going to put him with Dan Orlovsky or something like that, then shit, yeah, he's probably not going to do as good. But I think he'll still be a good receiver. Okay, so
it's no knock to him. It's just that show me it. It's just going off of history. Show me a receiver that left Green Bay that was good after Aaron Rodgers. None. Not a single one. Not one of them, bro. Not one. Not Greg Jennings. Not Jordy Nelson. None of them. Zero. Not a single. James Jones. James Jones left and came back.
But Jordy was at the end of his career when he did leave.
I feel you, but again,
Jordy retired though.
But I'm saying, just generally speaking, even guys they didn't pay or guys that they drafted Randall Cobb, perfect. Like all the
Randall Cobb had 1,000 yards in Dallas. I'm just saying. Or he had just under 1,000. He had a pretty good year.
Cowboy fans, man.
I'm just saying.
Fans, my God.
Just saying, bro.
What were y'all like, 3-13?
Nah, that year we won shit. I'd have to go back and look. I think maybe 10-win team. I think we were 10.
It was 2 seasons ago when y'all didn't win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all was 8-8.
8-8.
Yeah, y'all somewhere around there.
We haven't had a losing season in 5 or 6 years, so that's all I'm saying.
Right. And how many have you had winning?
Since Dak came in, all but 2. I was gonna say all but 2.
I'm just talking shit. But we'll go to our final little segment that I want to get into, which is who do you think will win NFL MVP? Who is the guy you would say right now is the guy, and then who is a guy who you think has a shot?
Go ahead, all right, I'll go first, I guess. All right, I mean, the obvious answer, Mahomes is the obvious favorite here, but
it's like no,
he's not going to win. Dog.
Obviously, it's like it's going to become. I believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to become like a LeBron James type. Now, I'm not a huge LeBron guy, but I mean it. I mean that in the sense where it's like Patrick Mahomes' numbers are going to be so dynamically great every year that they're just going to give it to the guy who has a good season, the greatest season. That's not him. I really think that's the era in which we're entering, where it's like we know who the guy is, we know who the best quarterback is. His checks reflect it, right? So that's what it's going to become. I mean, obviously, you look back on the dude's career, he's had one bad game in his entire career, bro. It was in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, and in the Super Bowl we won, like
he didn't play great either. That was his first bad game. That was his first bad game. Yeah. They just won.
Yeah, in that fourth quarter he came through. But anyway, besides him, Josh Allen, I mean, I think the league's going to try to push the Bills even more this year.
That's quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Because Stephon Diggs has took his game to a whole nother level. He took Josh Allen's game to a whole nother level last year, and I think more than likely it gets a little better this year. I think the Bills pretty much got everybody back this year. I got
a theory about that, but I can't give it away because it's going to make us a lot of money gambling. So I can't really talk about the Josh Allen thing. I will say this though: I expect a extremely high level of regression from Josh Allen this year, and it is going to be glorious to see. So all your Bills Mafia fools that were in my fucking mentions, I promise you, all my I told you so's, they're in the bank accumulating interest.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting to see. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out from you, Sosa.
Because people talk about Josh Allen made this huge jump. Yeah, you know what the jump was?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What was the jump, Chuck?
Don't say
Stephon
it.
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs was the fucking jump. All right?
Top 2 route runner in the NFL.
In the entire NFL. And
that's
then
a route runner.
And then you have underneath guy. That's a debate, though. I'm a Keenan Allen guy. Yeah. I'm an AD guy. But Stephon is amazing. Devontae as well. Devontae has his own release, though. Like, so he's kind of a cheat code.
He created that shit. That shit's nasty.
And he has the Wi-Fi with his quarterback. That's why he's so scared, bro. He's like, they don't operate on the same level, dog. Like you see it with Mahomes and Kelsey. Like it's a connection where it's just like they know where they're gonna be always. Like sometimes he can literally close his eyes and know where he's throwing the ball because the guy's gonna be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's the connection too.
Yep.
But
the Josh Allen love, I get it. He was great for fantasy. He did good for his team. They won a lot of games. I get it, man. But I just don't. You show me somebody that's consistent, and I'll tell you, okay, I agree with what you're saying. If he got better every year, but he went from, whoa, can this kid play the position? To, oh, now he's top 3 MVP, top 3 quarterback in the league. Get out of here with that shit, man.
It's because he's quite a quarterback.
Yeah, and there's no way he should have finished over Mahomes in the MVP race last year.
No way in hell, bro.
He's quite the quarterback.
We know what that is. if we're going based off odds alone, Mahomes, I think he has the best odds. I think it's like plus 600. I haven't looked at the odds. It doesn't matter.
Man, he's a fucking freak.
He's top. But I'm gonna throw out 2 guys that one you guys aren't gonna agree with me.
I can guess. Can I say that guy and then like you can save the other guy?
Go ahead.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, of course. You already know.
All right, I knew you were going to say that, obviously. Okay, that's fair.
So I'm going to throw out Dak Prescott. He was on an MVP track before the year. If they could win some games, if they could have won a lot more games, if they could have made the playoffs, I think Dak Prescott, if he would have stayed healthy, would have been in the talks. You know what I mean? At a high level. Coming back this year, we got to see how he performs on that ankle. We got to see he has the offense to do it. So he can put the numbers up. He has a coach that's 100% behind him and willing to run the offense through him and not Zeke. Whether that we can have the conversation whether that's the best decision or not. But I think Dak Prescott has all the weapons to put up the numbers. The second guy, and I like this kid a lot, and you might not agree with me, but he is my dark horse pick, Justin Herbert. I think this kid is going to be special, man. I like him a lot. That team's got to improve. He has a receiver that can get him there. He has a secondary receiver who, if he can stay healthy, can get him there. And they added some pieces. They still got a good backfield. Their line got better this year. They drafted Slater. Justin Herbert will be good for years to come. Let's see if he does a sophomore slump. I don't think he will. But I think the offense is going to run through that kid. He's the one.
That was
like those, Eddie. I like those.
I like that. I like that. I love Herbert. I was wrong about him. I thought he was going to suck, bro. Because Oregon quarterbacks, bro. It's just they've never been good. He shut me up quick though. He's a hell of a player, man. To go 30-10 touchdowns, the interceptions, and he had an outrageously good year. And then you really kind of see that he was playing against his coach. His coach was so fucking incompetent. And I hate to say it because I never want to see a black guy get fired or pile on to a black dude. But if you know me, I thought this motherfucker was trash. I didn't think he was good. Like I was telling my homies how fucking garbage he was. And see, I'm not lying. It's the truth. Like, bro, I thought he sucked. Like, and I'm talking shit. Like, I'm like, yo, he's stupid. He just another. And then he just started letting off missiles, bro. Like some of them throws, when you look at the tape, like you're like, what the fuck? And to have the confidence, that's the thing. The confidence to make those throws in tight windows, you either got it or you don't. And he got it. I was wrong. Wrong.
A lot of people. Oh, go ahead, Chuck. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about the Chargers, man. The past few years, dog, they propped this team up because of the talent on paper, right? And they don't do shit, you know. And like whether it's injuries or whether it's the coaching staff. But this time they got a new coaching staff. I think he used to be the defense coordinator for the Rams. I think his name is Brandon Staley, if I'm not mistaken.
Kid Wonder. He's supposed to be the what's the guy in the Rams, but on defense.
The defensive McVay.
Yeah, the defensive McVay. Yeah, thank you for that.
So the Chargers on surface, yes, you still got the talent there. Derwin James is coming back.
Is he though? Because he's made a paper fucking mache, bro. I love the kid, but he's always hurt.
That's the thing, man. Like the Chargers, man, you gotta look at that training staff, dog. Like they've had so many players hurt the past few years, man.
Gotta make
the past three. Because 3 years ago it was Bosa, and the last two it's been Derwin James. And Melvin Ingram. They were both hurt. They were thin at linebacker.
I mean, Hunter Henry, who's now on the team no more, he got hurt.
Well, he's made of glass.
Who they grabbed? They grabbed a tight end. Was it Cook? Did they bring Cook in?
I think so.
I think they brought Jared Cook.
And Hunter Henry is in New England.
Oh, yeah, he's in New England.
Him and Jonnu Smith both got bags from New England.
I just think that, like what you said, Chuck, on paper, they are. There was an article out not too long ago, one of the most complete rosters in the NFL, and it's the Chargers. And my brother's a Charger fan, so I hear about it all the time. But again, on paper, they have what it takes to win. Let's see if this coach can do it. Herbert, coming out of college, I feared that he wasn't going to be able to play in a pro system because the system he came from in Oregon.
Exactly. Same.
And you don't see a lot of successful quarterbacks come from that team into the NFL and do well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, he proved me the hell wrong, man. He made me a lot of money in fantasy, and I think he has the skills and temperament to be an NFL quarterback for a long time. And what you said, Sosa, I didn't think he was a leader. I didn't think he had, because he looked like he didn't even want to speak. You know what I mean?
And then he cut his hair. Once he cut his hair, he figured it out, man. It was. I'm dead ass. This nigga got a haircut and learned how to be a leader. They're like, we don't respect that bullshit. Sunshine, fuck out of here. Now I'm just waiting on Trevor Lawrence to cut his, right? Because obviously that's what makes you an elite quarterback in the NFL, getting a fucking haircut.
Yeah, probably. I think there is a correlation there. But as far as your Dak Prescott pick, Eddie, I think they'll have him more as like the NFL comeback player of the year. Whether he has a great season. You know what I mean? I think he'll be more in that category than the MVP. So
I agree with that. I was having that conversation with somebody not too long ago. He's clear front runner for comeback player of the year. I think that Nick Bosa is probably another guy for comeback player of the year. And there's others. Yeah, Von Miller. I mean, but let's be honest, man.
Forgot about him.
Yeah, Nick Bosa's going to have to get like 18 sacks to beat out Dak. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's a quarterback. He
got an extra game.
And an extra game. And an extra game.
But not like I totally agree as far as comeback player of the year with that rationale about like, you know, him losing votes. But here's the thing, man. I honestly do agree 100% with Eddie that Dak will be an MVP candidate. It's the offensive line will be better this year. He's got the best group of receivers in the entire NFL outside of Tampa. Notice I didn't fuck that up. And also I said receivers because obviously the combination of Kelsey and Hale is the best combination of any combination receiver tight end in the entire NFL. I think he has the best assortment of receivers. I think that they put money into the offensive line, and they get guys healthy back from the offensive line. When you have a player retire because of having a disease, somebody you were going to count on for the next decade, it's pretty difficult to maintain that, bro. It's just not the look. So I love that. I actually love the Dak pick, bro. He's in my top 3 candidates, and I'm running it with the same old story. We know Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and him.
LJ, don't forget about LJ. He's always going to be in the conversation because he's the kind of guy that can rush for 1,000.
Right, Lamar also is, and also I'm a huge Lamar fan, but I think that right now Lamar is being subject to having to validate people's opinions, which really is some fucking bullshit. You can't teach special. I say this shit all the time. And that's the difference. That's the thing about him. You can't, bro, you can't teach the 4.4 speed and just make people miss. We don't even know how fast he ran the 40 because he refused to run it. So we never even got that on the laser. We don't know how fast the motherfucker is. He just special. You can't teach special. I always say that. I try to explain that to people. And if you've never been special, you never understand it. You'll never get it. Because there's different rules when you're special. You get to do things differently and kind of how you want when you're special.
So who's a guy on that list, right? Obviously, we have the consensus, right? Some of the guys we named, Mahomes and all the special guys, right? Who's a guy on the list? And I'll give you my guy. But there's the guys, if you go just down the odds list, right, of who should win MVP based on the odds, right? Derrick Henry's and all those guys. Who's a guy on that list that you don't think belongs there? Josh Allen for sure, right? Or
I don't think Josh Allen is good. And I'm going to give you guys a little secret, right? Tell you a little secret about last season. Josh Allen, all of his losses, except for the one against Kansas City where they ran the shit out of the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? All of the games that he lost, there were fans in those stadiums.
Pay attention.
In every single one. When the stadiums were empty, he only lost once. And it wasn't his fault.
Hey.
But every single loss that Josh Allen recorded last year, except the thing is that game got rained out. It was like a Tuesday night game. It was like a Monday. They played they played the game at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. on like a Monday, or you know what I mean? It was like some random
against the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
And
it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, best game of the season. They just gave him the rock 40 fucking times. They just ran it with him the entire game because it was raining.
Yeah.
If y'all just like people try to argue with me all the time, like the bubble didn't matter in basketball. If you guys don't think that 80,000 screaming hooligans don't make a difference at a fucking football game, then you just need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You really don't understand the sport.
No. Like you don't understand sports at all.
Period.
Because for someone to say that the fans didn't matter in regards to NFL is fucking stupid. If you think that Aaron Rodgers goes into the fucking Superdome and puts up that type of game, I mean, he probably has a good game, but come on, man.
Like ask Chuck, he's a fan. His stadium is known. He's a fan of a team whose stadium is known for getting shit rocking. You know what I mean? You don't want to play at Arrowhead you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Exactly. And
bro, with fans in the stands,
bro, we're talking minimum of 65,000 people, bro. Like, you think that doesn't matter?
It plays a huge
What type of jackass would you have to be to believe that? You'd have to be a complete buffoon to believe that didn't make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
When Aaron Rodgers went to Tampa, I bet the house on Tampa. My friends were like, "You're crazy. Why? It's the first time you're playing all year with fans, dog. He's not going to have easy communication with all his receivers on every single play. If you ever watch football on the road, the communication between the quarterback and his receivers is always harder. Why? Because of crowd noise."
Yep, I definitely remember that game. They got slaughtered that game.
Slaughtered.
And it was the first game with fans, and it wasn't even a packed house.
Right. That's the crazy part.
Aaron Rodgers threw back-to-back interceptions on back-to-back passes.
Oh, it was bad.
And one time, it was clearly his receiver running the wrong route.
And what does that tell you? Miscommunication. And this is coming from Rodgers, a guy that is cerebral to say the least. But come on now.
Look at. I want y'all to look at Josh Allen at the line of scrimmage last season, as opposed to his first 3 in the NFL or first 2 in the NFL, and tell me what the difference is. Look at the tape. Tell me what the difference is.
He was playing on a practice field with pumped in noise.
I'm glad you said that, bro. Because listen, it's a lot of motherfuckers that's gonna be fooled by what they seen last year, and I love that it happened. Because certain quarterbacks are gonna get destroyed this year, and they're gonna revert back same to Baker. Mm-hmm. Reason why Baker ain't get that bread. Took him to the playoffs for the first time in forever, and did not get the check.
Let's see what happens this year.
That's all. Listen, hey man, listen. That whole no fans bullshit, huge deal, bro.
I hope y'all heard that. I hope y'all heard all of that. By the way,
that's some gems being dropped right there. Hey, Chuck, you got a guy that don't belong on that list?
Oh man, yeah. When I look at it, man, Kyler Murray, man. Like, listen, Kyler Murray, he's gonna put up the numbers and stuff, but
is he though? That's the thing. Is he?
No.
Here's the thing. Arizona, they run a lot of curls and hitches in their offense, so he's gonna have a high completion percentage just off of that. You know what I mean? But as far as them winning games, I can't see Arizona winning that many games.
This is my thing, though. They're in my division, obviously, so I pay attention to them very closely. Kyler Murray he's a dynamic athlete. We know he's a special athlete. He's quick as fuck. You can run a bunch of this zone read stuff just because he's so special, right? Kyler Murray's problem is he misses high throwing the ball because he overcompensates a lot when making passes over the middle of the field.
Yeah, and we discussed this on the phone.
Because sometimes he doesn't think he can get to his receiver, or and his vision, his line of sight is not fully there because the guy in front of him is bigger. So he's anticipating, and he anticipates wrong a lot.
Look at his interceptions this year.
He gets his receivers lit the fuck up a lot. Also, I love DeAndre Hopkins, but DeAndre Hopkins, the numbers looked good. But look at the teams he had good games against, bro. He only played well against bad teams. He only put up big numbers against bad teams. You take week 1 against San Francisco away, and you take the game against the Jets away. And then look at his stats. Take those 2 games away from DeAndre Hopkins. He had 15 catches in one and 14 in the other. Take those two games away from DeAndre Hopkins, and he has an average year. And if you take the touchdown that he caught for the touchdown against the Bills, I believe he only had like 5 catches over 25 yards the entire year. So again, like, people want to getting a number 1 receiver looks good, and for fantasy it looks good. But all the numbers were empty as fuck, bro. They were empty as fuck. He didn't help them win any games. They didn't win. They didn't.
Yeah, that's my favorite is Arizona team, man. Like Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, they're gonna put up the stats. You know what I mean? But is it gonna translate to winning?
And it's gonna look good on the box score. It's gonna look good on the box score, right, Chuck? It'll look good on the box score. Yeah. But
I like the kid, man. I root for him. I hope he does good. I don't think you're going to win enough games for him to even be in the conversation. He could have a good year, but they're not going to win the games. I don't get the hype over him. Like, everybody loves this kid, right? And like you said, Sosa, he's a small quarterback in the pocket. Look at how many interceptions he threw.
Eddie, I know you're real beef with him, man. I know you seen the clip where he said the Cowboys was ass, dog.
That's what it is. Tell me out.
Like, you really like, because I know you'll never ever compound anything on a black man. So I'm like, this nigga just heard Kyler say the Cowboys was ass, and I know you did. Just be honest, Eddie. Just be honest. That's really where you're
Hey,
being.
but hey, look, I'm a little biased.
So it
I'm a
hurts
little
you.
biased in this conversation. I'm a little biased in this take, but I just don't think I don't get the love for him. I know he's talented, right? Two-sport player, I get it, but I don't know. I don't get it.
Bro, two-sport player, bro. He was drafted first round in both. You know how fucking special of
That's
a
what I'm
dynamic
saying. He's an
first
athlete.
round in baseball.
That's what I said. He's a special
Why
guy.
the fuck did he pick football? Like, I don't understand. That is one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. Just for the bag. Just for the bag. Fuck.
Guaranteed money in baseball.
Guaranteed money and you don't get hit. You're not getting touched.
Come on now.
Yeah, college just no ones.
I don't understand that, bro. Fuck a football. What? First round in baseball?
He threw 5 interceptions in a game. He had quarterbacks have bad games, but this guy, I don't.
And then also, Arizona got to get out their way. When you see your schedule come out, and you have 4, 5, 6 games on the East Coast at 1 p.m., you got to figure out a way to get up for those games. They always play terribly when they travel to the East Coast. Mm-hmm. They play terribly, and I just don't get it because the Niners don't got that problem. The Seahawks used to have that problem. They're not that problem anymore. The Rams used to have that. The Rams don't got that problem at all. But Arizona, when they traveled east for early games, they play like dog shit.
Dog shit.
But yeah, like I said, I'm really thankful for you guys popping up for me, just to get some conversation in. I'm gonna do it at the end of this because a lot of people probably won't even make it all the way to the end. So I'm gonna say this. I'm doing a football show on Sunday morning. It's called Sunday Morning Quarterbacks. I would love for either you two and Daryl to be a part of it. I haven't really proposed it to you guys or anything like that yet, but that's why I've been doing all this work now, because I'm trying to make sure that we have like some sort of base for the NFL season. The NFL is my best sport betting. It's also my favorite sport. I'm a huge Niner fan, diehard Niner fan. And yeah, I just, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the knowledge. I appreciate whatever you guys, as far as information you guys bring into the table. Thanks for taking some time out with me on your Monday to talk football. It's too early, but it's never too early.
Right. And one more thing, real quick before we go.
Absolutely.
Do the Detroit Lions go 0-17 this year?
1-16.
Who do they beat though? You know what, bro? Like, it's something about, and it's funny you said it because someone asked us about this, about them. Like those coaches, like you see how, that coach they brought in and he has the new coach they have, he has like a really strange way of doing things, or he had like it's something about people like that end up being successful in the league because they're just genuine individuals and they get people to buy in because they're so unorthodox with their delivery of things that people buy into it, So we've seen it in college with Chip Kelly. He should have just stayed in college, though. That's where he dropped the bag. He should have just stayed in college, and we'd have never been having no questions about the guy ever. He'd have still been doing it at the same level, dominating. He probably would have won a ring or two, but instead his ego made him think that he could do it on the NFL scale, and he fucked it all up.
Right.
And once the number one thing is this: when you're labeled a genius, there's immediately going to be a shit ton of people out there to prove you're not. So if you're really a genius, you better be able to compete and then evolve. Because if that's not the case, that whole genius tag is gone real quick.
Real quick.
So yeah, that's just how I would look at it. That's how I look at things. But yeah, man, like I said, appreciate you guys. We're gonna do this more often. I want to get on here like twice a week. But I'm gonna end the broadcast, but just stay on. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Follow my boy Bad Luck Chuck. Follow my buddy Real Simba 4. C-Pen for the win on Twitter. Real Simba 4 on Twitter. Sosa the Locksmith on Instagram. Sosa Locksmith on Twitter. Yeah, lock us in. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I got to get better at this, but yeah, appreciate y'all.